Alrighty, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? So this is our live stream today, unplanned, completely impromptu. Today I'm gonna be running benchmarks on all of the Periphio systems live, so you guys can kind of come along with this ride with me. We're gonna see how it performs and see if this game is really burning up systems like all the benchmarks say it is. Now, I've seen some benchmarks on everything down to the 2060, but that is as low as I've seen people go, and so we're gonna be really pushing this thing and seeing what all it can pull off today, and hopefully it's good for you guys' sake and the sake of everyone who bought a PS4 or Xbox One, because boy, that was rough. So I'm gonna be playing without sound. I don't need it, and we're gonna get in here. I am using MSI Afterburner and Riva Tuner Statistics to record benchmarks, and you guys should be able to see it in the top right hand corner of your screen. GPU load, CPU load, RAM usage, and my frame rate, current and average. So I know that this can't run 60 FPS at 1080p high, so I'm gonna adjust my settings, and I know that because my RTX 2060 system, the Metatron, can just right around average 60. So we're gonna drop this to low. We're gonna drop texture quality to low, and what does that little star mean? Why is there a star there? Alright, ray tracing definitely off, DLSS off. Everything on low, pretty much. And honestly, somehow this is probably better than what you would get on console. So, all right. So we are at 1080p, VSync off. Let's go ahead and apply these settings, and let's see what it looks like. I wish that there were an easy way to benchmark this. Load game. Oh, so are these all of my different save points? Oh, see, that's actually pretty dope. So I can,
go back wherever you want?
Yeah, I think so.
Interested to see if we can yes,
I think we can. I don't think that's going to be too difficult. Let's go. I'm just going to pick up where I manually saved, because I think that that's going to be a really good... I think that that's going to be a really good point in the game to continue from.
Hey everyone, feels great to have you back. So then, did you all hear about that out-of-socket
And I'll start
aircraft
collecting
carrier
data
docked in Night City
as soon
called
as I
Fujita,
get loaded
or
into the
the
game.
Whale. Apparently the Corp figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters, afraid some local fishermen might harpoon it for scientific research.
Alright, yeah, so here we are. So let's go ahead and collect benchmark. So we'll start collecting benchmarks, and I'm gonna try and get some different scenes in. So this is gonna be really the hardest part of what this will experience. Man, even at low, this is 1080p all low settings. This looks like GTA 5 on high settings. Like, that's what this looks like.
It's definitely a different experience, but it still looks pretty good.
Yeah. Let's take a look at like characters. It's like there's still like plenty of detail in like character models and stuff like that. I mean, it's still got crazy looking hair. Fire still looks pretty decent. Reflections are still okay enough. I mean, obviously not nearly as many reflections as you would normally see at like high, but considering that this is a $500 machine, the fact that it is running this well is pretty impressive. You can see GPU is maxed out. That's not surprising. CPU is getting there. So Yeah. What I'm...
See, that way we see all the neon lights are going on. So.
Yeah. If I keep going this way. You can see we're dipping down here. I dipped down for a second down to like 33. Oh, that was a big. Seemed to be just like a random hiccup though. I want to get down here. Here we go. Okay, so there's some smoke. That's going to challenge us. We're getting into some of the lights and stuff now. Still looks pretty good. We're looking at like 45 FPS average. And what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and load this same part of the game every time. So I'm not going to save my game. I'm going to try and load the same part of the game every time so that I can get a somewhat consistent number as I go through all of these systems. I'm going to do this live. All 5 systems are getting tested today. We're going to have to find a blue. I don't know if we have a blue, but we're going to have to find it.
Yeah, sounds like it's time to.
We are dialing in the settings. For sure. Alright. Honestly, like, and I realize that I'm not in any sort of like a combat setting or anything like that, but like, this still feels good. Can I like rob someone? Oh, I can. I can hijack a vehicle. Apparently the police are just like not really forgiving in this game. Boy, this is definitely a RAM heavy game. We are approaching. We're at like 7.3 gigabytes. So it is clearly not a game that is kind to lower RAM amounts. Trying to run as much as I can because this is obviously going to get us at the best.
V, gonna send you some malware on purpose. A demon by bad. The runner you're gonna help out. You gotta hack a mega building subnet. Spike it with the files I send you. More deets attached.
Dig the like almost parkour.
Calling all NCPD subcons. Suspected organized crime activity observed in the region of Goldsmith Street. Scavenger presence reported, led by one Barry Alkin, wanted on charges of first-degree murder and illegal trade in cyberware.
We're dipping a lot.
NC authorities offering payment for neutralizing Alkin and his accomplices.
We're hovering at like 30 FPS. It's still a relatively smooth experience, but it's definitely not 60. I mean, we are certainly not at 60 FPS. Oh, that was a glitch. That glitched big time. That was weird. I mean, you can see all of these characters, all these cars, all these people is really pushing the portal here to its max. You know, it's still a playable experience though, and granted, I haven't gotten into any combat yet, so let's see if I can like, what if I just like start. Cops didn't like that apparently. I'm gonna take somebody's car. Oh, okay. Alright. My guy. Oh! Oh, I just got hit again. Okay. Look at this dude's car. We're gonna see what the driving experience is like. Alright. So driving feels good. Driving, I mean, I'm running at 49 FPS, but call me a liar. Driving feels like good enough. I mean, like if I bought the game and I had the portal, like I wouldn't be angry at how this feels. We're dipping a little bit though. We're dipping hard right now. That's 28 FPS. You can feel that.
We should compare this footage to the PS4 footage.
PS4 footage is bad, dude.
Side-by-side comparison.
The driving mechanic in this game feels like GTA 4. That's not a compliment. Maybe it's just this car, I don't know, but it feels like sloppy. Could also be because I'm on a keyboard though. It's not like my inputs are particularly smooth. What is that? Okay. So now that I've got some driving data, I've got some data running around. We're at 100% GPU and CPU usage basically right now. I mean, this is absolutely pushing Portal to its limits. But you know what? It's a playable experience. This is playable. Ooh, ooh. That was 25 FPS there. That was a nice dip. Alright. I'm gonna get out of here. Like the combat mechanic, I mean, I'm getting 30 FPS, but like, it's not the worst I've ever used. And I just died, so we're gonna end the video. So that's gonna be my, looks like, that's gonna be my benchmark there. I think that's enough data. 624 seconds, so right around 10 minutes. Average was 44.1 FPS at 1080p low. So let's see what it takes to get 60. Let's see what I'm curious what it takes to get 60. So let's go to video. Let's drop it down to let's drop it down to 1600 by 900. We're gonna go full screen. 1600 by 900 now.
Hey everyone, feels great to have you back. So then, did y'all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier?
So I dropped the res to 1600 by 900. We're still at low settings. We're gonna see if this can get us a 60 FPS average. So
V, got a simple gig. There's a van sitting at a Revere Courier Services facility. you're gonna
Let's see if
break
this can
in,
get us
clap it.
And you know
If
what?
you want to know what's in the ride, check
You
the
know what?
attachment.
This still doesn't look absolutely terrible. This still probably looks better than it would on a console. Like, not gonna lie.
They kind of drop the physics.
And you know what? I could probably even bump up the settings a little bit because my GPU is not being pushed to 100% right now. This is all CPU. So this is a clear CPU bottleneck in this game. I'm driving around and I'm getting even worse FPS. So that's not going to do anything. I think 1080p low settings is the sweet spot for this game. I think that's going to be the settings to roll with. So, Portal, 1080p, low settings, 44 FPS. That's the number. Because you're going to be hitting a CPU bottleneck, dropping the res isn't going to do anything. In fact, it was worse. So, back up to 1080. And, alright. I'm going to quit the game, and I'm going to swap systems now. I'm gonna go to. I don't know if I have a blue to test on. I really don't. I'm worried that the blue will not run it as good as this does. That's what I'm.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is a small business still.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shut this system down and
The ones that are getting paid to make those decisions anyway.
let's make this happen.
You really don't want this in the hands of the higher ups.
Well, yeah, I think that's the case in a lot of situations where people feel so like, I don't know, like
I don't-
so like that. I don't know.
I don't think
People
it's.
feel very tied emotionally to things that they shouldn't.
Yeah, like, hey, that's why I kept asking Nick. He's the only one that's probably emotionally tied to it, so because he drew it. So that's why I was asking him what he thought on it. Because you don't want somebody coming and like ruining your design.
I kept saying I don't think it's bad. I think it's a great logo. I just with the face like just something.
Yeah, exactly.
And we want to default figure.
You're dead right on that. I mean, that's what it should be. A little more time. Build a badass house in a cave or something like that.
Let's see if this
You know, I like
works.
big floors. I'm driving nuts.
This is a blue, right?
It is a blue.
Let's see if it works.
It is a
This has been
blue.
OG blue. Back in the day. Oh god, I forgot how heavy these cases were, man.
Yeah, it's loud as fuck. It sounds like a plane's taking off.
So guys, so basically what I do to benchmark these and why you guys see an activate Windows thing is I take an SSD. I've got a 1 terabyte Samsung 850 Evo, and it has all of the drivers installed for all of our Periphio systems, and I just swap it from machine to machine, and that's why you get an activate Windows logo. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing now is I'm unplugging the original SSD of this blue, and we're going to hook up this 850 Evo in its place. Basically what this allows me to do is it not only does it have all the drivers and everything, but it also has all my games, so it makes it to where I don't have to go through and install all of the games on every single system, and then we run into like DRM stuff. It's just makes it to where it's not as big of a pain in the ass, basically.
Yes, that's big hit.
Thin boaters. Very thin boaters.
Does that sound like a pretty favorable benchmarking and portal?
Honestly, yeah. Like,
Do we end this stream, or do you keep rolling?
I'm keeping rolling. I'm still
Okay,
rolling
so
right now.
yeah, you still got a live camera, nice.
Yeah.
I said portal on the description, so I have the logo. I guess it's too late to change it.
It says how it fares on the Periphio systems. That's what you put.
Oh, I put Periphio portal.
Oh, you're good, homie. Alright. Now, does it function? Let's play. Does it work? That's a no.
I think the power supply is
Oh, I got a light. We're getting lights here. Oh. Oh. We got life.
Nice.
We have life, ladies and gentlemen. I thought this thing was dead. That's why we're using it as a display piece. I think none of us thought this actually functioned.
I mean,
It's trucking.
it's one of the first blues ever. So
It's one of the
if it
OGs.
does well, then you know all the new ones are going.
Yeah. Yeah, you said Talon sits down to find out how our Periphio systems stand up to Cyberpunk 2077. That's what you put.
Yeah, that's the description. What about the title?
There's not a title on Facebook, anyways. Maybe there is on YouTube. Benchmarking Cyberpunk 2077 on Periphio Portal. Yeah, so there is one on YouTube.
It's alright, we'll get back on that afterwards. I think I just revolutionized the stream. There's even more room than there was before behind you.
That's good. We're going to see how this actually runs. I'm not sure how it's going to do, honestly. I have no idea. It's, I feel like it's either going to be the same or worse because the GTX 1650, while cost-wise, it is very, very similar and sometimes even more expensive in a lot of cases than the RX 570. In a lot of games, the 570 actually performs better. So, we'll see. Though, for as old as this system is, I mean, this is one of the OGs. This is probably close to a year old. I'm good. Like, we're doing good right now. It's pretty thin boaters.
The people at home, they're like, what?
People don't understand, man. They're not getting it. All right. We're going to open Afterburner. We're going to open Task Manager. We're going to open Steam. We're going to open Sound Capture so that you guys can hear game audio. Get Elgato and speakers. There we go. Now you guys should be able to hear that. Go to library and we're going to launch Cyberpunk. I really have no idea what this is gonna do right now. Like, I have no idea. Just want to make sure that my... Quentin, is the correct display capturing over here? You should see this one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure.
It's kind of cool how it's floating on that background.
Oh, is it gonna put it on the wrong display? I think it is. Yeah, I'm gonna set that.
Is my mic live over here?
I don't think so.
Testing.
Yours is commentator, Mike. I mean, this mic will be able to pick you up. It's sensitive enough. Yeah.
Hey, when is your raffle draw? It needs to be a monitor because I entered.
You didn't enter one through us, bud. We haven't done anything like that, so...
Good morning, Night City! Yesterday's body count lottery rounded out to a solid and
Yeah, I saw that on
sturdy
YouTube,
30. 10 out of
My man was not happy
Haywood.
with
Thanks
that.
to unabated gang wars.
Yeah,
One
that
officer
ain't us.
down, so I guess you're all screwed. Cause
Yeah, I
the
can't see
NCPD
chat, so.
will not let that go.
Drop that, bro, so I can... Strictly so that I can... Now. Ah, come on, man. Display. What? Portal. Yeah.
No way. Hey, look at this setup now.
I like that.
Alright. I put the other pole in, that way we could get it over top of that hump. Check out where the lights are now. And then with his small lights, they can sit right on the bench. I think we're gonna have better lighting and everything.
Yeah, and it's further away. That's the big thing.
Hopefully this runs on the correct monitor this time.
Come to this situation before.
Because we were trying to do it in like 20 minutes the first time, and then I don't know.
It's the same desk it was on?
It was because we thought that the bench would interact with things.
Oh, right.
The bench and the wall.
Well, so, yeah, well, then we ended up cropping
We did.
and putting it up on the face.
Yeah.
I think we just have to sum up and I do that. Got a separate source. Separate seed.
What's on right now? Yeah. Alright, so I am gonna leave it on. I'm gonna leave it on 1080p low. So far right now, I don't know why. Maybe this game is just insanely optimized for NVIDIA, but I am seeing way higher frame rates in the menu. I know that means nothing, but so far. I'm gonna go ahead and continue back into the
Hey
where
everyone,
we
feels
were
great
here.
to have you back. So then, did y'all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City? Called Kujira, or the Whale. Apparently the Corp figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters. Afraid some local
Occasionally.
fishermen might
It was just like random.
For scientific research. But honestly, it's quite the power move.
That was 1080p low.
B,
Weird.
got a simple gig.
Yeah, same
There's a
settings,
van
1080p.
sitting at a
We're
revered
notably
courier services
worse.
facility. You're gonna break in, collect it.
Yeah. Alright, so we are recording.
If you want to know what's in the
now.
ride, check the attachment.
It is noticeably. I mean, this is. I would not consider this is not playable. Not in how you're driving, anyways. So this is one of the OG blues. So this is running the i5 2400, and then I've also got single channel RAM. So both of those things are going to be hindering us in this case. Yeah, the GPU. I'm on radio now. Yeah.
Organic food continues to be a major possibility. Do not eat unlabeled candy.
Attention all NCPD subcons. Suspected organized crime activity reported at corner of Drake and Cartwright. Tiger Claw
Yeah, I
gang
mean,
members
this is-
suspected of armed robbery and extortion are at the scene. Leader is Mokomichi
Yeah.
Yamada, aka Motorboy.
This is not playable.
Cities put up a
Let's see. Well, the
reward
problem
for the
is
removal
that
of
even
Yamada
turning down
and
the
his
res is not gonna
accomplices
do
from the
anything, 'cause
area.
I have a clear CPU bottleneck here. Let's see what GPU is. GPU tip, GPU usage.
The NCPD advises those traveling beyond official police jurisdiction to wear a bulletproof vest at all times.
Yeah, so my GPU usage is like 40%. CPU usage is the issue here. I'm curious because I don't think we use this processor anymore for the blue. I'm curious if this is a legitimate representation of like what we're sending out. Because this is an old blue from like back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna call her quits now. We're gonna. Yeah, that is not playable. Yeah, if you can get me a legitimate new blue, we need one in here anyways. So, synopsis: if you have old blue or any system with an i5 2400, it's not cutting it. It's not making the grade. There are a couple of things that could have caused that. It could be the fact that we're running single channel RAM. All of the newer portals have dual channel RAM now, so we're shipping portals with dual channel RAM. All of the portals have an RX 570 and a 3rd gen i5, so a newer processor that performs about 15 to 20% better on average, and a faster memory configuration. So this really doesn't surprise me. This is an OG blue. We're going to get a newer blue down here and see if we can get you guys a more accurate representation of what's going on here with this game. So just hang out with me. I don't have chat pulled up anywhere. I guess I could pull up chat on my phone, probably on YouTube. Let's see. This really doesn't surprise me.
Do we have a rest to test it on?
I do have a red. I do want to go down the line. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the specs and the pricing.
No, blue is $5.99. Portal is $4.99. Blue is $5.99. Portal is $4.99.
What was the Portal FPS when you were like driving around?
It varied. I was getting like, sometimes I saw like 50, 55. Sometimes I saw like 35. So.
Okay. 35 isn't great, but I mean, you know, it's not.
I didn't. I experienced like. Yeah, I experienced like 2 stutters. Like in the 10 minutes that I played, I experienced 2 stutters, and at no point in time did I feel like the game was unplayable.
You need to progress further in the game and then do a test where it's like shit's blowing up around you, and you're like firing back and diving behind cover.
Yeah. Well, and I did. I got into a firefight with police too, and so that I could like see how it was
But
kind of like.
Save points, so who
Yeah.
cares, you know.
Yeah.
That's what you should do.
That's
Drive
what I'm.
and shoot at the same time.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Just go for it.
Yeah. See if you can set fire to one of these bad boys.
Let's refresh that. Yeah, 21.3 FPS.
On the one we just tested?
Yeah. Then, so at a minimum of 16.4, this is on the red, maximum of 62.4 with a 1% low of 16.5. So that was in the minimum, and then a 0.1% low of 8, which was like the stutter that I felt. But overall, like, I feel like that's not bad for a $500 machine.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah.
Surprisingly good. Nice. Looks like we got one.
And it was like pulling teeth.
Really?
I wouldn't go away till they gave it to me.
All right.
So this is an image, but you're putting your own SSD in it, right?
Putting my own SSD in it. It does
That's
not
what I
matter.
told him we'd give it back to him in an hour.
Yep. Probably not even.
And he was arguing like, oh, it's the same parts. It's like,
No,
no,
it's
I bet it's not.
Definitely not. I can already tell.
This one's gonna scratch on the glass anyway. He's gonna send that out. He'll blame me for that, but
Quentin, why'd you scratch my machine, man?
Sean's starting.
These look like different cases.
They are different cases.
He's right at that level. You can watch out. I'm gonna have Ethan taking his job then. Dude, when Ethan was head of Periphio, here's what we did. We were like, let's clear everything out of this room, bring up 2 giant tables, and put 10 Periphio systems in here and do a video on this one. He starts going.
It would be a cool video. I think when League, the preseason now, but when the next season starts, we should do something different. Do a 5v5, in-house 5v5.
That's what it was. We were playing League.
Yeah, we need to do that again.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Got the. We don't have the full
I'll
video.
put myself in the mix. I'm playing. Put me in that mid lane. control the map or jungle. Can we be the jungle? I love it.
It was kind of crazy. We were in a very small room, probably small as this, with 2 giant tables, and there was like 10 Periphio guys in there. It was hot. Talon was in there too. Our video, we were talking about it live and stuff.
Dude, if we can have something set up by the time that rolls around, maybe next year, definitely.
All right. Disconnect this SSD here.
Or actually, no. League is easy because he just goes into spectate. We just make a custom game. He's in the spectate mode, and then he can just switch between where everybody's out on the map and not having to go to their screens.
Yeah.
That'd be easy as hell to do.
Right.
We wouldn't even have to have any sort of special setup. I mean, we'd obviously have to have everybody playing, but
All right.
be in here. Everybody could just log in.
Is there any other games like that where you can go spectator mode and just?
Most esports games you can.
Yeah, custom lobbies.
So if we purposely pick esports games right now with the current setup, something like that, we could accomplish it.
The thing is, we could do it with Counter-Strike, Valorant.
Talon hit up, man. Yeah.
We'd have Counter-Strike, Valorant, League, Rocket League. You can do custom games, I'm sure, with the spectator mode. Those for sure.
They are.
You can do it with Siege, Rainbow Six Siege. There you go. The only thing is, you have to fill out all this stuff with these custom.
Yeah. I mean, you have to ask him.
Not in Nation.
Alrighty. So we got us a new blue here. So brand new, fresh off the line. We're gonna see if our results are any different. I imagine they will be, because I think we were hitting a severe CPU bottleneck there. Ladies and gentlemen, this stream is sponsored by Big Iron Bars. Only available here at Periphio. They're a giant protein-filled Reese's peanut butter bar, and it is absolutely golden.
That's how it works. For example, say you're playing Apex and you die, you just click and then cycle through your teammates with you and watch them while you're dead. So I think the spectator will be something so that you're click and it'll cycle through different people.
I had 5 spectators before. I mean, my kids were tripping. Why are these people watching me? I was like, it's just like an accident or something for some reason.
Well, I think it's when or I don't know how it works. I know like if I get a good kill on Apex, like I spike the team, then they'll like you can stick around and watch me for a bit.
Yeah.
Because it just automatically goes to whoever killed you once your whole team dies, you spectate them. Yesterday I had all these people low, they're all like standing together and one dude's like picking up his buddy. And I throw an arc star, it's like a grenade, it's like a sticky.
Yeah.
And I stick the guy from like far away because they're all next to each other, low health, and just kills all 3. This dude's been sitting there watching me for like, bullshit. This guy's cheating.
See, those are the things, those are the moments that we need.
All right, I think we're getting up here.
Like, I got a video elevator guy from Proton saying he's stuck with a 1v4 in CSGO. And man, the last 30 seconds of that game are bad. He's like, he's like going back and forth, just killing the guys one by one. It's like,
I'm starting to get back into Valorant. I used to play a lot. I've got like 2,000 hours.
No.
So I was playing last night. Had 1v3 clutch to win the round. Like took 3 of the. That's the type of stuff. That's what we do.
And I was like, son, how are people supposed to even watch this and know you're good? I was like, because I could take all the kills, that's what sucks.
All right.
He's like, well, you could.
I had to change the boot type because my SSD has a different. It uses what's called a UEFI type installation. So just restarting now, and then we should be good to go. We'll run some more benchmarks on the blue and see how it goes here.
There's all 3 of them. And I have to kind of like insert footsteps here, use my flash, come across the corner, dude's just blind, just sitting there, chilling.
That's what Elway was doing.
Yeah.
He was like hiding behind this wall. He'd come out to kill somebody, and go back around the wall and come out and kill somebody.
Right. Well, that's how Counter-Strike and Valorant work, is that everybody's always like watching so that their footsteps can't be heard, and they're just waiting for that opportunity to like push. So that then they're like, oh shit, the enemy's shooting. He's not shooting at me. Now it's my chance to try to catch him while it's back his turn. So when you are good, getting that mindset of it's a 1v3, there's probably a guy around every single turn around me. So the second I pop out and get one guy,
And this is definitely not a normal type live stream, so this is literally just us like testing our stuff.
that's when you pop out, get the one guy. Where's the other guy?
Alright, let's go settings, system, make this my main display.
Like when we have like you and Tyler and Chris up there, that's where we get the best action.
Okay.
Well, my kids, when they play Fortnite, oh yeah, that, right? You know, that's all they play.
That's why they're good at it.
Yeah.
That's why I suck at it.
I started playing it just to see what it's about, but it is sick.
Yeah.
And I see the next level of it. The building is such
Okay, here we go.
It's like, if I go up
Yeah, so this has an i5 4th gen, which is
Once you're done building,
being shipped in a lot of our newer blues.
I think it's something that takes some skill.
We're always trying to improve these things, so we're always putting absolutely the best hardware that we can for the price into these things. So they're always evolving, always shifting around. All right, let's go to Steam.
that's about all I'm doing.
Well, I can do the ramp right now. I learned how to do the ramp, but I can't do it quick. I'm like, which trigger to remove? That's what's crazy. These kids like busting out. I think on keyboard, it's a lot easier because you can set buttons to do what you want to build.
Yep.
And that's how they're able to. That's why they're like.
Yeah, I got a buddy who used to play Rust with all the time. He lives in Rhode Island. I just met him playing Rust. He used to play all the time. And he,
All right, let's get Cyberpunk up here and see how it runs. I'm curious.
one day, new season of Fortnite came out, and I was like, you know what?
GPU usage. Yeah, so if you didn't know, if you use Task Manager to like monitor your stuff, don't. CPU usage is usually accurate, but GPU usage is almost never accurate in Task Manager. CPU and RAM, yeah, that's fine, but it's not the move for GPU.
Yeah, you like edit a diagonal part out, pop them, put it back up.
Yes, I love that. That's a good
Like the battle is because you can't edit other people's walls, so ultimately it becomes, say you're each in your own like
You
little
gotta
one
split them all down, put
You
yours
got
on,
already
protect yourself
you have
with the whole
right,
one.
so you have the priority.
That's a lot of action to take. It's a lot.
All right.
Slow amount of time. That's
Double check, make sure we're on 1080p low, everything low. Let's continue here.
If you're on this, it's all about like that. Break theirs and build yours, and then you're the one who has access to edit.
I'm trying to, like, I've never been much of a big time gamer.
I know that. I can't do it.
But I'm trying to immerse myself back into it just so I understand culture and art.
Yeah, for sure.
But now I'm getting addicted to gaming now. When I'm at home, that's all I want to do. Like, my wife's watching fucking Netflix, and I just want to turn it on. Speak up and go play games. Yeah, right now I don't even have my own station. But after Christmas,
All right.
hell yeah. Because I'm getting the kids all set up in the basement. We already have
Okay.
a room down there for them too. I'm gonna set it up for the whole. It's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be a 4-person. That's sweet. Yeah, 'cause then you can just.
So this is clearly better.
Right. That's literally what happened.
You know, I'm starting to think maybe there's some optimization here for AMD. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start the benchmark.
Running me off the safety.
I was dead. Throwing me over his shoulder and taking me. I played some savage motherfucker. He knocked me down and he picked me up.
Let's see.
And like broke stupid shit. So he couldn't be in there to kill him. I guess he could get shot. He was trying to get myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the guy that knocked me down picked me up, took me to the building, threw me down, shot me, and then took my shit.
Yeah, so this is still not. This ain't it. This ain't it. CPU usage is absolutely maxed out at 100%. I'm curious why. I really want to know why. Because my GPU usage is basically like very, very low.
I think it's because streaming, now that people can go watch professional players, it just elevates the whole community. Because the only time you have the presence of mind to do something like that is because someone does it to you in a game.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that guy, that's genius. I'm gonna start right.
Yeah, my son, when he was doing his shield, he was like bouncing up and down. I'm like, why do you do that?
Yeah, see, this is not
Which I've seen on Halo.
not playable.
Also jumping up and down and keep people defending us.
Yeah, and games like Apex and Rust and all that, where it's just an open world.
All right.
You can sit there, scope it on you from anywhere.
I'm going to call that not playable. I'm going to go ahead and call that right now.
But yeah, because of streaming, so it's like.
All right.
For streaming, you might learn something one in every 100 games. Somebody does something like genius, and you're like, oh shit.
All right. I'm going to finish this big iron bar here.
Sport. It's just like basketball. Kids watching NBA players do a move. Right. Goes to the basketball sport. I don't do it today.
Yeah. That's why games are like way more competitive now. And this is going to get more competitive as time goes on. Yeah. Because of streaming.
And that's what I want to take advantage of in our marketing style. I want us to, like, when we market to adults, we want to tell them, hey, because our generation's so stuck on playing video.
All right.
I want them to think that
So, conclusion. If you've got a blue, don't buy Cyberpunk. Don't do it. The blue plays a lot of games really, really well. This is the most graphically intense game that has came out in ever, probably since Crisis, and it is not running well right now on the blue. Who knows? Maybe they'll release some new patches going forward, but right now it is. This ain't it. So, what's up? So I'm going to swap in red, and it should be a lot better. So.
What's the word town? Did that perform any better?
Nope.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, so official conclusion. Oh, there went my cam. Hey, yo, what up, everybody? Oh, well, it's not connected to any. Well, yeah, it is. Hey, yo, what
I
up?
still see you.
Yeah, you're on there.
There's the
How'd that go?
It didn't.
Same situation.
That ain't it.
It ain't it.
It ain't it.
All right, guys. Transparency.
Yeah.
You're not doing Cyberpunk on the blue. Get the red. Here we go.
It's wild. I'm curious, though. I'm curious if there's some sort of AMD optimization. You know? I don't know. Because game developers are always gonna development is never even, right?
No.
Like a game's always gonna run better on one brand of graphics card than the other.
It's because they develop and test on the certain
Yeah.
machine. Everybody in the company's running. I mean, they'll probably have a couple of the machines to test on, but
Yeah.
it's the same thing. If you do web development using a certain browser, it's going to look best in that browser. If you go to a different browser, it might not look bad, but it's not going to be optimized for it.
Yep. That's the word.
Optimization. Word of the day. Dude, we need a word of the day. like the old what did word of the day? Sesame Street or something?
Sesame Street, yeah. I think. I'm very
How big is that
optimistic.
SSD?
1 terabyte.
Dang, dude, that is minute as well.
Yeah.
Is this the Samsung Evo? Yeah.
Mhm.
I love these.
Good,
They're
man.
the best. You been looking at the chat?
I glance at it occasionally.
We got a lot of discussion here.
Yep. Talk to me. What we got? I already hit some stuff.
It looks like they were just asking about
The giveaway?
Giveaway, but yeah, you've already said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just a few dudes going back and forth. So we're testing the red now?
Yeah, red's up next.
Nice.
I'm optimistic about this. This should run well.
I think it'll definitely be.
I mean, if Portal was able to get 44 FPS at 1080p low, I think we might even be able to go up to 1080p medium and score 60. We'll see.
60 FPS?
Yeah. We'll see.
Are we talking 60 FPS average or 60 FPS driving?
60 FPS average. Average.
What's it going to dip to when we're driving around, popping off shots?
Hopefully no lower than
running people
50.
over?
Hopefully no lower than 50.
Right.
I think if you're running a 60 FPS average and like the worst that you see like for spans of time like that is 50, I think it's still like a very acceptable experience. I don't know. I played a lot of hours of GTA 5 with like a similar experience like that. Because like the first game in PC I ever built for myself was like a 6th gen i3 with like an R9 280 or something like, or R9 380 is what it was, I think. And it just, GTA does not like a dual core processor at all. And so that was a big bottleneck of my system.
Yeah, I can see that.
And at the time, I had no idea what that meant. Because I was like, you know, I just really gotten into it. But
that's how it all starts, man. Everybody's got that one game that gets them hooked.
No, I know.
I think for me, it was like Counter-Strike 1.6.
Yeah.
Back in the day. That and Age of Empires.
Okay.
I think those two got me in on PC gaming.
Task manager. We got Afterburner. Pulling up all the utilities right now. All right, so this is going to be our first test on the red. So testing on the red today. And I am confident about this one. So if you have the red, I think it should run very, very well. But we'll see. We're going to test it and see how it's going. Here. All right. Go ahead and launch Cyberpunk. The GPU usage. Take a look at that.
Instagram, here we go.
Yeah?
I'll tell you when.
Alright.
What's up, Talon?
Yo, what's up, everybody? So, we're live right now on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And nothing fancy. I'm just going through and I'm testing Cyberpunk on all of the Periphio systems. So, I've got stuff taken apart. I've got, you know, systems without side panels here. It's a busy day, but I'm going through and I'm collecting benchmarks for Cyberpunk 2077 so that we can let you guys know, honestly, whether or not it runs well on your system. So after all this is over, I'll go through, I'll put it into all of our spreadsheets, we'll get some graphics made, and we'll let you guys know how it's running. So far, I've finished Portal. I got 44 FPS average on 1080p low. It was pretty playable for me.
Good morning, Night City! Yesterday's body count lottery rounded out to a solid and sturdy 30. And out of Haywood, thanks to unabated game wars, one officer down, so I guess you're all screwed, because the NCPD will not let that go. Got another blackout in Santo Domingo. Netrunners are at it again, poking holes in the power grid. While over in Westbrook, trauma.
I'm gonna keep it at 1080p low. We're gonna see. Man, even so, yeah. There's a clear CPU bottleneck on these lower systems. Even on this i7 this 3770, it is hammering all 8 threads that I've got to give it right now. So it is clear that this game is a hog for system resources. It's also clear that Windows Task Manager, again, just absolutely does not monitor GPU usage well at all. Okay, yeah, so here we are. This is more like it. So we're here at 1080p low. Looks like chilling in the city, we're getting like 70-ish FPS. So I'm gonna go ahead and start collection now, and let's see how this goes. I'm gonna get some cars and stuff like that, and maybe get into a gunfight. We'll walk through and we'll see what we're getting here. It looks like my CPU usage again chilling at 100%. It's clear that this game is a
suspected
CPU
organized
hog.
crime activity
My
reported at
GPU
corner of
usage
Drake
is
and
actually
Cartwright.
hovering
Tiger Claw gang
around
members suspected
like
of armed
60
robbery and
to
extortion are at the scene.
80%-ish.
Leader is
So I think we could
Yamada,
probably crank the
aka
settings up.
Motorboy.
I think we might be able to
Cities
play at
put up a reward
1080p
for the
medium.
removal of Yamada and his accomplices from the area.
And I think that's you know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that because it's clear that this GPU has more to give. We'll end those benchmarks, and let's crank it up to 1080p medium here. Let's go to medium. Okay. Alright, yeah, so you can see the switch there. I mean, it added a lot more shadows. It made it much prettier. A lot more lighting effects. GPU usage is up to where we are taking advantage of all that it has to give. So let's go ahead and we'll start these benchmarks now and see what the experience is like. So this is 1080p medium on the Periphio Red, and my GPU usage is hovering right around 100%. CPU usage hovering right around 100%, which, you know, in an ideal world is what you want to see. You know, you want to see your system taking advantage of all that it has to offer. There are some games that are just not very well optimized that that will struggle, and you'll see them struggling in game FPS and stuff like that, but then they won't be using all their CPU and GPU resources. So this is clearly a game fight that I'm not at all prepared for. And so let's see what we here. Let's get into some combat scenarios, see what the FPS is like. It looks like we're at a pretty stable frame rate here. Okay, so I died. Alright. Let's keep going. Little last jump. Here we go. And you can tell that, I can immediately tell right away that I think RAM is a bottleneck on those lower end systems. So I'm sitting here and I'm at almost 9 gigabytes worth of RAM usage just chilling in the city. I think to me it's pretty clear that this is that might be a bottleneck. Now also I'm running higher settings, so it's possible that we're that's just kind of a side effect of this higher preset. Let's get into this car.
Libby, it's not worth it.
Alright, so driving a lot of like visual effects. I'm clearly seeing the difference between low and medium. It is prettier for sure. I think the lowest that I hit there was 30, so I mean that's still pretty good. I don't remember how to turn that. through there apparently, and yep. Gonna end the benchmark there, just so that I don't get these like 200, because I saw that that was something that I got earlier. Go back here. Go ahead and start the benchmark again. Then what I'll do is I'll just average these numbers together. But I think that this is clearly. Let's see if I can. Feel like that already happened. The videos are here. Ah, that's not us, my guy. It's not us. You got a different company. That we don't have one going, and we just give them one. Oh, it did what? It. This is so wild. Discover. I think I'm glitching, dude. I don't know if I'm supposed to be seeing this or if this is just like, dude, I don't like, this has gotta be a glitch. I'm like permanently going backwards right now. This has gotta be a glitch. No. I can't get off, dude. The feature, not a glitch. Oh, okay, I can go forward now. Alright. That was weird. That was so bizarre. Dude, but it was like, it like looked like a glitch, but the problem is that the game is like so like futuristic and glitchy looking. Like normally, I can't tell what's real and what's not supposed to be. Like I feel like I'm in Ready Player One. Like that's what I feel. Minus the glitch. Looks like I'm like heading out of not heading. I get like back in. I know that's what I would do. Like this one, he's getting onto the ramp here. You're gonna be doing a lot of driving, like.
Oh my god!
I have a police warrant issue. My arrest because I accidentally. It's wild that, like, while this is so competitive, it's clearly, like, more, like, I guess, realistic than, like, you run over somebody, someone calls the cops, you know? Me running into a wall, certainly. Hey, there we go. Dang. Alright, this looks... a lot of lights, a lot of people. This is...
But you are not the masters of your memories, for your eyes do not belong to you.
presumably a stripper, I'm not sure.
Checking them out?
Yeah, so I mean, we're running at 30 FPS here. This is like... Oh, okay, so I've been here before. I know where I am now. This is like what I would consider probably one of like the most intense bits of like as far as like how things look and how dense population is and stuff like that. You got the smoke, you got everything. So we're dipping into the 30s.
Huh.
But I mean, if you're just walking around, like, this is playable, you know? Like, if I pull a gun on somebody, let's see how that goes.
So many dead!
So it, like, stayed at 30 FPS, so I'm gonna call that done. Let's see how it ran at 1080p. Alright, so this is it right here. And we got 46.9 FPS with a better minimum and better 1% and 0.1% lows than the Portal. So got 46.9 FPS. I'm gonna pull this back up. We're gonna load last checkpoint. I'm gonna see if I can squeeze more out at 1080p low, because I think that I might be able to get a better average at 1080p low, although that was still pretty good. Let's change settings here. Go down to back down to 1080p low. Watch the settings change. We're gonna start that. So although it is not as pretty, getting higher FPS in some instances. I feel like the overall experience is like the overall experience and how it feels to play is identical on 1080p medium. Even though it is probably a lower average FPS rate, I just feel like it feels better at 1080p. Maybe it's more consistent. I think that may be what it is, because this is a very... Oh, no. Okay. Alright, well. That ain't good. something that looks relatively small. Not like a decent. Oh, I'm at the end of the road here. Literally and figuratively. Alright. So I'm gonna go this way. I'm running out of stamina here. Not gonna be able to run for much longer. It looks like long enough, so. This looks good. Like the detail even in I want to get into the middle of the city. See if I have a map. Oh, I do have a map. Okay, see, this is the first time that I've really ever taken a look at this before. So these are like the outer limits that I don't think I have access to yet. This looks like a dock or something. City center. Okay, see, I want to get to here. How do I put a waypoint there? There we go. Alright. If you can make a video about Periphio showing off the website and the systems, and you can get it to 15,000 likes, I'll ship you a portal. I gotta switch it. I need more than 15 seconds. If you can make a video about Periphio, showing off the website and everything like that, and you can get it to 15,000 likes, I'll ship you a portal, no problem. gonna call that a benchmark. All right, so at 1080p low, the red was able to get an average FPS of 57.1 with a minimum of 23.3, a 1% low of 25.4. So very playable experience on the red. So I would recommend playing at 1080p low, I think. If you want it prettier, you can turn up those settings to medium, and it doesn't affect the experience too much, I don't think. The minimum was the same, basically. I think that was pretty good. You good, dog?
I opened up and seen whose page that was.
Who is it?
Who you think?
Zakuda?
Yeah.
My man.
Man, I deleted it. He's got 2,000 something followers now.
Look at him go. All right, so I think that's it for the red. I'm gonna call that benchmark done. Let me see here. All right, so that's the red. I'm gonna get the red unhooked. We're gonna get the. Oh no, do we have another Phantom? I might not be able to test the Phantom right now. That's running the stream. Well,
I can get a Phantom.
I don't know if they have any Phantoms right now. Might not.
Dude, check out the speakers set up.
Dude. No way. Yeah. No way, dude. Oh, man. All right. So, I'm going to skip the Phantom for right now. I'm not going to be able to stream benchmarks on the Phantom. I will get benchmarks on the Phantom for you guys. And we'll get that going. But right now, I'm going to skip to Spectre. And, oh, you said don't give up yet?
Yeah, well, go on to Spectre, but I'll see if I can get this one.
All right.
Where's Ethan at? I think this is Ethan.
Where's the Spectre? Do we have a Spectre? No, we don't have a Spectre either right now, I don't think. Do we? All right, we got a Spectre, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry.
I believe this student is over here. Back. Yeah,
This is Spectre. All right. Let's get a Spectre. All right. Jeez, man. They don't make it easy. Probably a good thing. But, you know, not when I'm trying to get things done. All right, I'm going to shut the red down. We're going to test with Spectre. This is the one that I'm very hopeful for. So let's see. I think Spectre might be able to eke out. It should be able to do 1080p medium, maybe 1080p high. We'll see. We'll see.
Wait, did you? Oh, okay, are you saving that all in the SSD? That notepad? Okay, cool.
Yep. Everything is on the SSD. This is why it's glorious.
Yep. So big difference between.
Yeah, so the red was able to get like 57 FPS average at 1080p low, and I was able to turn it up to 1080p medium and get about the same performance roughly as I did on Portal. So you can kind of choose your experience on that one.
Yeah.
Do you want it prettier? And it is noticeably prettier going from low to medium. So do you want it prettier with 10 less FPS average, or do you want it a little smoother? You can pick that. You can pick that pick your poison there.
We keep this in here, or does this go back?
It's a good question. I'm just doing the benchmarks. Dude, the thing that Chandler did for that still kills me.
The benchmarks.
The benchmarks.
Pretty good.
Ruffalo, Zuckerberg, Wahlberg. Who else? There was another mark, man. I'm missing a mark. One of my marks is missing.
Bargain bin mark for the fourth one.
It is like very recessed into the here we go. I think that's everything. That's everything. Oh, except for power. I don't want that. Alright. Here comes Spectre. Down to do monitors on this one. This graphics card doesn't have a DVI connector, which I think is odd, but whatever. If more updates come out and they release new stuff or new drivers or something, we'll test it again, do a little bit more thorough testing. But I'm trying to play through them all for around 10 minutes or so that you guys can get at least a decent understanding of how it'll run. I'm trying to show different environments and different interactions, like shooting and driving and things like that, to show you that, yeah, this is doable, or no, it's not at all. So system identify One is over here. One is also my main display. It's over here. One's over here. There we go. All right. Let's get my task manager rolling. So we got the 4770 there and the 1660 Super with 32 gigabytes of RAMs. Got Afterburner, pull that up. Afterburner is beginning to be my new benchmarking tool of choice. For a while I used Fraps, and I really think it's just because I was partial to it, but I really like the overlay that Afterburner provides, and I don't know, once you get everything set up, it's simple. I think Fraps is a little bit easier to set up for the average person, but with Afterburner, once you get everything really dialed in, once you dial in the settings, so to speak, it is a better experience, I believe. So, all right. Let us see. Let us see. Cyberpunk, play. Minimize that. Click this to GPU usage. Let's see here. I'm hoping for good things. Hoping. So graphics, I'm going to start with medium here. Start with medium. And let's see how it goes.
Hey everyone, it's great to have you back. So then, did you all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City called Kujira, or the Whale? Apparently the Corp figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters, afraid some local fishermen might...
Ooh, yeah, here we go. This is more what I'm looking for here. So, obviously, prettier experience here. We'll go ahead and we'll start here. Obviously, prettier experience. We're getting 60 plus FPS. Smooth. Oh, there's an article. Curious if that's a big game or thank you. I appreciate it. I just want to go to the city center.
Someone wants to know if Cold War is playable on Red.
Yes, for sure, because it is playable on Portal at 60 FPS at 1080p high. So yes, absolutely, Cold War is playable on Red, no problem at all. What I'm playing on right now, medium. It might be. I mean, it depends on which Periphio system you get. I mean, and it also depends on which other system you're looking at. You know? Like, it just all depends. I'm getting just some weird artifact here. I don't know if it's the game or if it's... See, I get out of the car and it's... I don't know, there it is. That's weird. I don't think that's graphics card. I think that's game. That is odd. That is odd. Select destination. Oh, I can fast travel. Okay. See, I want to fast travel to here. Oh, see, that's fantastic. I didn't know that I could fast travel. Alright, so this is where I want to be. This takes me over by the city center. This is where it's really gonna... This is really gonna push it. Yeah, so here we're getting 52 to 60 FPS here. Let's take a look and see how far we are from where I wanted to be. Okay, so I'm going the right direction here.
Got nobody.
As possible.
Save yourselves!
Fucked up!
So we are heading into the city center here. We've got like some green. Oh, this is wild. Oh, that's crazy. That's insane. Alright, so this is the city center. So this is as like dense as you can get, I think. I mean, I'm gonna I feel like this is probably worst case scenario situation here. to it? No. Oh, I'm bad here. Okay, well, I can...
Had enough of this shit!
Please, have mercy on me.
Police drone over there. Contact here.
Initiating combat.
There we go. All right. I'm gonna call that benchmark. Let's see what we got here. It's like 58.5 FPS average, so a clear bump up on Spectre on medium. We'll save that. I don't know what this is right here. Just delete that. All right, so this is Portal on low, then red on medium, then red on low, and then Spectre on medium. So Spectre on medium, you've got, you can get 58.5 FPS. So let's load last checkpoint, and I'm gonna bump, because I do still have a little bit of CPU overhead here. I'm gonna bump settings down to low, and we'll see if I can pull out any better FPS here. Alright, so you saw the transition there. Clearly changed.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead and start the benchmark.
But seriously, they said it.
Looks like I'm pretty close to the city center. We are at this point pushing CPU to 100%. Quad core, 4th Gen i7, pushing all the way.
Enjoy your order. Average temperature system on the density have a rating within unit safety.
So we're just running around the city here, eking out a little bit more FPS, not too much here.
The NCPD advises those traveling beyond official police jurisdiction to wear a bulletproof vest.
What is this? Is this a shop? Oh. That's concerning. Man, that quick travel, these quick travel stations are a life changer. I didn't realize. I thought I had to like jump all over to get back to where I wanted to go. But this looks like a building. Don't really need to be in here. But it's good to add that sort of stuff to the benchmark. Because the FPS figures are going to be higher there. buildings, insane stuff. Oh, we still going. We're still going.
What you doing? Still?
Alright, well, I'm dead. Alright, so that's the benchmark. Save. Spectre on low. Okay, so, and again, just like this other random thing there. I'll save. Alright. We're on low, red on medium, red on low, Spectre on medium, Spectre on low. So you can see here our minimum definitely jumped, and our 1% low jumped. So if you're looking for the smoothest play experience on Spectre, definitely go with low, because the minimum frame rate being 40 versus minimum frame rate being 22, this is going to feel a lot smoother of an experience. So your 1% low is going to be higher, your maximum frame rate is lower, and I know that seems like it would be a bad thing, but the lower the maximum frame rate, the closer the maximum frame rate is to the minimum and the average, the smoother the experience overall. So I think that if you're going to be playing Cyberpunk on Spectre, definitely doable. If you want to play it, buy it. But I would play on low. It looks like medium is definitely playable, and it definitely hits that 60 FPS average right around there. But if you're looking to really play it and play it well, I would go with low. I'm curious. Let's see. We'll load last checkpoint. I'm curious what high does to her, because while I am maxing out CPU utilization, my GPU usage while playing on low was 46. And my GPU usage so I'm curious if we can crank this up to high and pray for me, pray for me, pray for me. Let's try right now. So that's the beginning of the benchmark. Pray for me, pray for me. Yeah, I don't know what this word is. Pray for me, pray for me, pray for me. Look at like the road detail, like it's just, it looks so like shiny and weird.
You piece of shit!
Enemy contact!
All right. Let's open this back up. So this is Spectre on high. So average frame rate of 46, minimum of 29. And granted, this was super slow, so this isn't necessarily the end-all be-all result, but if you're looking for a 30 FPS play experience and you just want it to look really pretty, you can turn the settings up to high, but I would probably recommend medium or low. Low is definitely the best, obviously. Makes sense, but yeah, I would probably not recommend Spectre on high settings, so. All right. Well, let us, I guess the last one left is Metatron, right? Yeah. So, let's get into Metatron and play a little bit and collect some benchmarks and see how we do. Let's get into it.
We all sit right next to each other, sure. Couldn't get out.
All right.
I feel like I was Spectre. Something back in the 90s. Down there, that sheet back there. What kills me is that you bring in somebody, and their job is to do, whatever you call it. And then the whole time they bitch about how hard it's going to be, how it's going to take a bunch of work, and it's going to take a bunch of stuff. I'm just like looking at you like, dude, that's what you do. Right. Dude, don't you want to get paid? Don't you want to upsell this? Why are you trying to get me to not do it? It's like,
It's like, if it was easy, we wouldn't have had you come here.
yeah, like, it wouldn't be no reason. Like, yeah, I want you to run Conduit. Yeah, I want you to run whatever it takes to make it legal. Yeah, do it. You can charge more. Did you realize this? You'll be here longer, and you'll need more materials and more effort. Like, like you should be here cheating every second that I'm talking. Yeah. Yeah. On the job. Electrician I would love to do this job. Yeah. Charge them a garbage removal fee. That's what I did. They can get that on my invoice.
All right. Getting into Metatron now. See how she does. I'm curious. Well, I'm not curious. I know. I know what it runs like, but I'm curious to see what we can do on maybe some lower settings. If we can crank out maybe some higher FPS figures or something like that. I'm excited to see that. And I also do have a Phantom. I do not think that it will run much differently than the Spectre or the Red, because it is a perfect hybrid of the two, but I'm going to test it anyways for the sake of testing. sound capture. Turn on Elgato in my headset. And open. Afterburner. And we'll open Steam and Task Manager.
I will need someone to move the few minutes longer.
Game Ready Driver is available. I already installed the Game Ready Driver though. Did they release another? They did today. They have release notes. Yeah, no, I'm not going to download that because then it would throw my benchmark figures off. Right, so graphics. We're going to go high. Apply that. All right, let's continue.
Chaz, have her spot. Take all this stuff to that theater.
All right. So here we are, 1080p high, 70-ish FPS. Let's go ahead and start the
No, it's further there too.
go ahead and start the benchmark here. All right.
Red swords.
All right. Entering downtown. And get out here. This looks interesting. I want to go over here. I love how sketchy this looks. Can I make it down there? Oh yeah, I for sure can. All right. It's just such a pretty game at 1080p high. This looks interesting. Now, all right. I'm going to call that done for now. And it's clear there that we have hit the GPU benchmark because CPU is sitting at like 60% and GPU is maxed out. So, all right. So, Metatron on high. Again, this is just so odd. Metatron on high got 64.8 FPS average at 1080p high with a minimum of 42.2, 1% low of 37.6. So very, very smooth experience. Easily 60 FPS, 1080p high experience on the Metatron. Let's see if we can... Let's see if we can crank some more frames out. Like if you just are all about the FPSs. Let's see if we can crank some more frames out here at 1080p low. I'm curious, you know, just to see. Looks like we definitely can. Clearly more responsive here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start the benchmark. CPU is still just not really breaking a sweat at all. Although I do have a few threads that are not really being utilized at all. Looks like I've got 2 threads that are just not really being touched, which is odd. I've got 2 that are being underutilized. It looks like this is really a quad-core optimized game. Because I'm using a Ryzen 5 3600, so it is 6 cores. It's possible that maybe Intel would be better on this game because it looks like what it's really looking for is a higher core clock and not necessarily a lot of cores. So which is stupid. I think it's stupid because it's all about cores now. All right, let's get some chaos going here. Oh, crime prevention system activated. That was real quick. All right, let's load last checkpoint there. There we go. All right. Go back down here and sort of like the city downtown area. Let's get some just pure chaos going here. I enjoy chaos because it stresses the machine. This looks absolutely sick. What if I blow your brains out? How about that? Okay. Crime prevention system activated. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to end the benchmark there. Let's see what we got. Metatron on low. Again, not a whole lot of frames here, so it's not like this is the end-all be-all. But we did get an average frame rate of 101 FPS with a minimum of 41 and a 0.1% or a 1% low of 26.5. So if you're all about the frames, play at 1080p low. Metatron can handle it just fine, no problems. And you'll get, I don't know, I was seeing like 101 is an average, obviously. I was seeing 70 to 90. So if you're all about the frames, cop the Metatron. It's the move. It's the move. So, all right, last one. A lot of systems today. I'm exhausted. But let's do. Gonna exit to main menu here. And let's go ahead and we'll hop on to the Phantom. Last system. Quit the game there. Go ahead and shut her down. Well,
Spectre do well and Phantom?
Spectre did pretty well. Phantom did expectedly fantastic. So,
Which one was the best?
Metatron.
Well, out of the refurbs.
Oh, I haven't tested Metatron or Phantom yet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, my brain is not all the way
You're
functional.
working on Phantom right now?
Yeah, Phantom is the last one. Here. SSD swapped out. looks like we've already got it ready for my test here. Double-sided prints.
Throw some like insults. Sales team sucks or something. Like take a picture of one of them and meme it, put it up there.
All right. Here we go. All right. To go into the BIOS here, configure it to UEFI. Sequence UEFI. Apply. Now we will be good. Here we go. Alrighty. Oh, I didn't connect network. Intranets. What? No, you didn't. Alright, so pull up Task Manager, pull up Afterburner, go to GPU usage, open up sound capture, so that you guys can hear what's happening. Steam. So we can play this game. And again, I'm really expecting I'm really expecting the Phantom to perform very similarly to the Red, somewhere in between the Red and the Spectre. That's what I'm expecting. Which makes sense, because it's Red basically with a new case and the graphics card from the Spectre, so. Alright, into the settings here. Turn. We'll do medium settings.
Hey everyone, feels great to have you back. So then, did y'all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City called Kujira, or the Whale? Apparently the Corp figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters, afraid some local fishermen might...
Go ahead and start the benchmark. Metatron's using the same power supply as all of them. It's 550 watt. They've all got the same power supply right now. Yeah, the 550 watt bronze.
최신 모델은 스펙트로.
저희는 무기를 보유할 권리고 자유의 가치를 믿습니다.
Fuck! This shit ain't worth the pay!
Por aquí!
Again, that like little small. Alright, so this is Phantom at a medium. So Phantom on medium average 50.6 with a minimum of 22.5 and a 1% low of 20.7. So not bad. Let's see how that compares to red on medium. Red on medium was 46.9. This was 50.6. So you're seeing a small jump there. You're definitely seeing, looks like a little bit better. No, about the same. Roughly the same on that. So, alright, let's take a look here and let's see how Phantom does on low. Looks like we might be able to get... Looks like we might be able to get 60 out of Phantom on low for sure. Shouldn't be a problem.
Boy, my whip, same thing. Stick up kid, I need everybody hands up. I'm so disrespectful and this here the anthem. Big man doing big man things. Sick boy. My whip, same thing. Stick up kid, I need everybody hands up. I'm so disrespectful and this here the anthem. Rapping for the heck of it, trapping be the element. All you other yapping getting passed like
Benchmarking variety of scenes. These are average FPS numbers. It's never ever going to be exact what you're going to see in the game. So I try, you know, I can try all day and be super exact all day my day. Time what it is. I try and bring you guys some numbers that aren't just completely somewhat represent what look like. So what I'm trying to do is just get differentiation of variety.
I already have 5.
I want
You can't force
driving.
6
I
on
want
me.
combat. I want
Sir!
light. I want dark. I want all of it. So I think this is supposedly blocked off right now, but I'm here. So.
No, he's too small. Implants before 18 are a terrible idea. He will grow up too fast. You have to agree.
How much is... What about family insurance? That's not much. Okay, I'll figure it out. All right. Good looking out.
We have to meet up. Definitely. Yes.
is locked.
Every eddy. Uh-huh.
Just gotta go back up here. Yeah, I guess I have to get my benchmark there. That'll help. Did it not benchmark? Did it not take? Maybe it didn't take. Alright. Odd. Yeah. Alright. Whatever. You know what? Maybe it's because maybe it's because I saved it. A day walker and a night crawler. My blade sharper and my knife's longer. This artistry has been my life's corner. I can see the dirt ring around your blue collar. Like a fucking vicious agitated. Spiteful, arrogant, barbarian with enough dope to keep American idols on hold. Forgot to mention my machete that I use for prohibition. Stop the headaches. Cold, I've been alone, I've been a soul. Dormitories for spinning motherfuckers out their loafers. If my shoes you wouldn't last a day. I'm the shit, just gas being passed away. Basket case, fuck around and bash your face. Asses made like a bitch strapped with mace. You ain't heard me and you missing out. You really missing out. If you ain't heard me and you missing out. You really missing out. If you ain't heard me and you missing out.
Where are you walking? You guys never get bored?
Yo, Joe, I got a ticket to heaven on earth. You want it?
Alright, so this right here is clear to me that go with medium. So Phantom on medium and Phantom on low, almost identical. Go with medium settings on Phantom. You should have a solid experience. And of course, again, I didn't benchmark these for too long, so these are mildly representative of what you can expect in game, but not 100% so. So that's I think that's it. We're gonna exit to main menu here. Quit game. Alrighty. So guys, that's the benchmarks for all the Periphio systems. It's time for a nap. I'm tired. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit us up. I'm going to be collecting all this data and putting it all into a bunch of different spreadsheets and stuff like that now. So it's going to be a fun rest of the day. But